What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Franchise. If you missed last episode, go ahead and check it out. We ended up beating the Eagles in a very close final 30-second drive, and then we beat the Chiefs. And now today we're going to be facing the Buffalo Bills and then the Houston Texans. This is our first divisional matchup of the season. The Buffalo Bills currently sitting 2-0 on the season. We are sitting 3-0 so far. But we do have a weekly award winner from last week. Guess what? It's none other than Breece Hall. He had 17 carries, 104 yards, a rush touchdown, and then had 2 catches for 64 yards and a receiving touchdown. So, yeah, he's been really good for us so far this franchise. There's not really much we can do right now. We can negotiate with players, but let's just go ahead and do a weekly strategy right off the bat. All right, unfortunately, we do suffer an injury. It is to Jalynx Hunt, who has a hip pointer in his left hip. He's going to be out. Unfortunately, he's probably been our second best edge rusher behind Glenn Woodard, and with us already down Derek Hall, we're going to be down another edge rusher. So we're going to be pretty short at edge rusher into this game against the Bills. But we do get some upgrades here for Breece Hall. Let's just go elusive back, get him to a 96 overall, +2 with morale. He gets +1 excel, +2 to ball carrier vision, and then +2 to spin move. He now has 93 excel and 95 spin move. So, yeah, he's really good right now. Upgrade for Quentin Winters here. He's the new superstar dev. Got it last episode here. Let's go ahead and let's go into Power Rusher. He's currently leading the team in sacks as well with 6. And he's currently tied the league leading sack guy with Micah Parsons. He gets +3 to finesse and power moves. Very nice upgrade for Quentin Winters. We get an upgrade for Manu Soto. He's been pretty solid this season so far. I just want to get his catching up a little bit. I guess maybe possession would do that. But he is now up to an 80 overall. He will get +1 to break tackle, catching traffic, +2 to medium, short, and spec catch, and then +1 to spin move. Then we have an upgrade for Matt Stanley. Left guard here. He struggles with finesse run blocker or finesse guys. So let's go with agile here. Gets on to an 80 with morale. He gets +1 to awareness, lead block, pass block finesse, and then +2 to run block. Upgrade from Malachi Moore. He is now a star dev. He got it in the offseason last year. Let's go with hybrid here. Get him up to a 75 overall. He will get +2 to awareness, +1 to man, tackle, and zone coverage. Jalynx Hunt is an upgrade point. Unfortunately, he is out. Let's just go with power rusher again. It's only week-to-week injury, so he's only going to miss this week. He gets +1 awareness, power moves, pursuit, tackle, and +2 to hit power. And then Ramon Chavez, backup left tackle here. Let's go power. And he will go up to a 68 overall, gets +1 to impact blocking, pass block power, run block power, +3 to lead block, then +2 to pass block. He's a very good pass protector, not a very good run defender. But we do get a story in the draft. It is to right tackle Tavares Ballentine, from a walk-on to an NFL draft pick this year. Looking at Tavares, he's got B run block. He's around 2 to 3 projection. He's got great to elite agility. That's really all we know. Again, this is way too early in the season to even determine who's a good player. But he doesn't look too bad. Probably the only reason I draft him is if we don't re-sign Oluvushanu, and I'm planning on re-signing Oluvushanu. But yeah, I think once we get to know these players a little bit better, we'll go into a bit more depth with some of these guys. But for right now, it's just like 10%. We know like one attribute, that's it. All right, taking a quick look at the Bills roster, obviously they have Josh Allen, who's a 99 X Factor. James Cook is now up to a 95. He's also an X Factor, so they have a really good quarterback running back duo. They have Khalil Shakur at wide receiver, Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, who's actually injured, so we'll probably see the rookie Trent Wofford, who has X Factor from Yale. Pretty insane stuff, so we'll see him. Isaiah Likely at tight end. Offensive line, Deion Dawkins, Kenyon Green, Anthony Terra, Kendrick Green, but he's hurt, so you might see J.P. Garrard, and then Spencer Brown. Defensively, they have Greg Rousseau, Landon Jackson, Jack Sawyer, who they must have traded for. D-tackle TJ Sanders is injured, so they'll have Nazir Turbin and Brendan Garfield. Linebackers Trevor Mitchell, Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano is an X Factor. Corners are Christian Benford, Maxwell Harrison, Chidobe Awuzie. And then safeties are Elijah Mold, or maybe Cole Bishop, we'll see. And then Taylor Rapp. So, yeah, the Bills do have some injuries. Their interior offensive line is not very good. So, hopefully, this means another big day for Quentin Winters and Quinnen Williams. As you can see, Winters is tied for first in the league with sacks with Micah Parsons, and we have the league's leading rusher by about 142 yards. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good this season. All right, here we are, Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, going against the division rival Buffalo Bills. First divisional matchup of the season. Every divisional matchup is a big one. And then we're going to be facing the Texans next week. So, we would like to get a big win here against the Bills. We beat the Eagles, we beat the Chiefs. Why can't we beat the Bills? We've beaten the Bills quite a decent amount of times. I think really the only team we've really struggled with is the Dolphins. So the Bills and Josh Allen will start at their own 24-yard line. Look at his career stats. He's on his way to a Hall of Fame career with those stats. And in place of Jennings Hunt will be Tyler Barron, the other edge rusher spot. Bills start with a play action outside, and it's deflected by Azariah Thomas. Would have liked an interception, but we'll take the swat. And also, I moved the play clock down to, or up to 20 seconds instead of 15. I think maybe that's why the games are feeling a little short and we're not getting very many plays off. And nice play, Jamel Dean on Khalil Shakir on man coverage. So hopefully that gives us a little bit more plays on offense. But Bills start out a 3rd and 10 on their opening drive. Josh Allen standing back. Josh Allen's got time launching it. James Cook is quick. Quincy Williams, and he's gone, yeah. That's a mismatch. Quincy Williams is not as athletic as he used to be. Yeah, on the wheel route, he just gets burnt. Yeah, Quincy Williams is not really a man coverage type of linebacker. Maybe he used to be, but not this year. He's regressed. And James Cook is one of the best receiving backs in the game. Intercepts out Jerome Daly in his 4th career NFL start. Last week against the Chiefs, didn't turn the ball over once, which is something you'd like to see. But here it is 1st and 10 from the 29. We're going to start with a run to Breece Hall. First play of the game, picks up 3. Look at his stats from last week. Had 17 carries, over 100 yards and a touchdown. Sick way to start this drive. 3rd down and 7. We're looking outside. We have Manu Soto. The pass is underthrown. Terrell Bernard was over that. Maybe I should have thrown it to Arian Smith, but I wanted the big play. Thought he had a step, didn't. And that's going to be a 3 and out from our offense. Not a great way to start the game, but we'll punt it back to Buffalo. Hopefully we get a good bounce. And no, you get that bounce every single time. Can I get a bounce where it doesn't bounce 30 yards backwards? 1st and 10, handoff. James Cook up the middle. James Cook's got space. James Cook. First rush of the day for James Cook. Goes for 18 right up the middle. 1st and 10, play action. Allen outside underneath to the rookie Walford from Yale. Picks up 2nd first down. 1st and 10 from Buffalo. Josh Allen rolling left. Josh Allen can't get it off. He is sacked by Glenn Woodard. Brings down Josh Allen. We've been getting a lot of sacks so far to start the season. Pick up another one there. And it's 3rd down and 9 for the Bills. Josh Allen's looking, has time, just throws it away. Great coverage by our defense. And that is going to have to be a Buffalo Bills punt, I would assume. 4th and 9. I don't think you should go for it in 4th and 9. All right, after a 3-out on our previous drive, we're back out on offense here. Starting with a 1st and 10. We're looking. Soto is wide open. Manu Soto is wide open. The rookie tight end. Down the left sideline. Manu Soto gets it to the 7-yard line. 73-yard play. To start the drive, what a play. Leaked in the back of the Bills defense. Didn't even pick him up. First to go from the 7. Breece Hall carry. Breece Hall in the end zone. And we score in the snap of a finger. 2 plays result in a touchdown, and we responded just that quickly. You could have blinked an eye, and we would have been in the end zone at the same speed. What a way to make up for that 3-and-out on this previous drive with a 73-yard pass and then a 7-yard rushing touchdown to Breece Hall. All right, 1st and 10. It's a screen outside to James Cook. James Cook's got a lot of open space. James Cook, 1st down. All right, it's 3rd and short. Can our defense make a stop? 3rd and 2. Josh Allen is pressured and he is sacked. Brought down by Adisa Isaac. Former Raven, now New York Jet, brings down Josh Allen for an unblocked sack. I don't know how he went in unblocked, but that's another sack for the defense. All right, we're back on an offense after a 2-play drive last timeout. We now have Braylon Allen in the game. We're going to motion Mason Taylor. 1st and 10, handoff Braylon Allen. Cuts it left. Braylon Allen refuses to go down, picks up 6 yards in his first carry of the day. 2nd down and 4 now. Underneath, Malachi Corey throws way behind him. That's got to be more out. We had a bunch of run after the catch ability, but Corey makes a tough catch for the first. 2nd and 10 outside. Corley can't hold on. And it's 3rd and 10 after a rush of nothing and an incomplete pass. Here we're going to motion Breece Hall outside. We're looking. Daly's getting pressure, and Daly's going to try to scramble and can't outrun Greg Rousseau. Down he goes. That's the Bills' first sack of the day. Brings down the rookie. But all right. Another 3-and-out from our offense. Bills have it at the 27. We're going to start with a run to James Cook. Loses a yard. Nice play. Jamie Sherwood brings down Cook. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11 now. Josh Allen underneath to Keon Coleman. Picks up 10 to make it 3rd and short, and that will probably be the last play of the first quarter. All right, it's 3rd down and 1 now for the Bills. Lining up I formation. Josh Allen going to try to get it, and he's not going to get it. Stopped by Quinnen Williams. They're going to mark him inches short. 4th and inches from the 37. If you're the Bills, what do you do here? And it appears that the Bills will just punt this one away. Unless they fake it. And they won't. So a great stand there from our defense. We're going to let this one bounce back in the end zone. Start at the 20. All right, after 2 unsuccessful runs, it's immediately 3rd down and 8 now. What can our offense do? We're going to fire over the middle. Manu Soto makes the catch and holds on for the 1st down. Another big catch for the rookie tight end. Here we go, 1st and 10. We have Desmond House underneath. That's the first catch for him. Picks up the 1st down. What did he? 1st and 10. Start to run with Breece Hall. All right, there we go. That's our 2nd best rush. Goes for 5. 2nd down and 5 here. Audible to a run to Breece Hall. And Breece Hall, there's his biggest rush of the day. Gets us to the Bills' 40-yard line. All right, here, 1st and 10 underneath. Desmond House has got space. Desmond House needs to make this one Bills defender miss. Can't. But picks up another 1st down for us here. Now at the Bills' 24-yard line. 10 here, handoff. Breece Hall has cuts. Breece Hall. Nice cut there to pick up 14 on the RPO to get us into the red zone. All right, Breece Hall will check into this game on a 1st and goal from the 7. Handoff, Brees Hall up the middle, and not Brees Hall, Braylon Allen takes it into the end zone untouched for a touchdown. Second rushing touchdown of the day for offense. First of the season, I want to say, for Braylon Allen. Maybe he's got one against the Panthers. I don't know, but Braylon Allen gets in the end zone to get us our second touchdown of the day. He went in untouched. Pretty easy touchdown there. Great blocking down the field by Manu Soto on Taylor Rapp. And Manu Soto with elbow bursitis. I think we're going to keep him out here. Second down and 10. They're going to motion Keon Coleman. And they're going to get it to Keon Coleman, who will pick up 8 on second down to make it third and short. And it's third down and 2 for Buffalo. What will they do? Will they pass or will they run? They're going to pass here. And Josh Allen's going to fire over to Keon Coleman on the slant. Beats Jamel Dean. Gets Buffalo to the 50-yard line. All right, first and 10. Play action. Josh Allen's going to throw it again outside. Backup tight end. Picks up 7. Second down and 3. Handoff. And look at that. Look who's all over it. Quinn Williams brings down James Cook for the loss of 5. What a play there by the veteran. And it's now third down and 8. Can our defense make a stand? Allen's looking. Allen's rolling. Allen is sacked. Down he goes. It's Quincy Williams. Brings down Josh Allen. That's another sack to today's total. We are absolutely making Josh Allen panic on some of these plays here. Didn't really know where to go. He was, where am I going to go? Oh, I'm going to go back for a loss. And take another sack. And we're going to call a timeout here. But all right, starting this drive at the 20-yard line. We have 1:49 and 2 timeouts left. Okay, Minnesota was invisible there for a second. But we're going to get it out to him there on this first pass. Picks up 4. Here we go. Now it's a third down and 6. After the incomplete pass here. Third down 6. There is a flag underneath. Malachi Corley's got space. Malachi Corley picks up a lot of yardage, but what is the flag? And it's going to be offside on the defense. We'll decline that penalty, and we'll get it at the 44-yard line. Pickup of 20 for Malachi Corley. Second down and 5 here. Play action. Daly gets it out to Brees Hall, who gets the first and gets some more yards down to the 39-yard line. Start the give to Brees Hall. Breaks a tackle. Brees Hall uses his speed to get out of bounds. Stops the clock. And picks up the first down. All right, third down and 10 now. After a few incomplete passes, Daly's going to keep it, and Daly's going to get the first down and fumble the football. Of course he fumbles it then. Oh, my God. You got to be fucking kidding me. He's never fumbled all season, and he fumbles right there. I tried sliding, but I guess we got locked into an animation there, and he fumbles the ball. Sick. We get no points on this drive. I literally go to slide, but I get locked in an animation. All right, after that fumble, we get no points on that drive. That's awesome. We could definitely have used some points on that drive, but we result in none because I tried to slide, but I was already locked into animation. So cancels out the thing to slide. Makes no sense, but whatever. The Raiders and the Chargers, AFC West matchup here. As we see Justin Fields, the new quarterback for the Raiders, fired to Jacoby Myers, and the Raiders win 21-10. The Raiders are sitting 2-2 with their new quarterback. But we have another AFC matchup. Glad they're showing AFC matchups because these games actually matter to us instead of the NFC matchups. But as we see, we got the 2-1 Ravens, the 2-1 Steelers, and it's Mark Andrews. He gets in the end zone. The Ravens win 17-6. Ravens move on to 3-1, and then we got the 2-1 Cowboys, or the 2-1 Commanders, the 1-2 Cowboys here. NFC East matchup. They hand it off to, I want to say it's Hunter Lipke, their fullback, gets in the end zone. The Cowboys win 35-23. Dak Prescott throws for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. But yeah, after, we've had some 3-and-outs, we've had the turnover, but our defense has been playing very well today. We just cannot make mistakes like fumbling. It was his first fumble of the season. It just so happened to happen at the worst possible time. Look at some of the stats here. Daly's got 170 passing yards in the first half. I'm trying to get Garrett Wilson the ball. He's always lining up on the left side, and I never look at the left side. But at least we get the ball to start the second half. Here's Breece Hall's stats on the season. 61 rushes, 465 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He's having a phenomenal start to the season. We're only 3 games in. But all right. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle for Breece Hall, and Breece Hall, first carry of the second half, goes for 10. 1st down and 10. Play action outside. Garrett Wilson finally gets his catch. But there is a flag on the field. And it's going to be pass interference on the defense. And we will accept that. We'll get it at the 38 instead of the 40. So we get an extra 2 yards. Garrett Wilson gets his first catch of the day. 1st and 10 here. Another give Breece Hall. This one for 3 yards. 2nd down 7. Daly's getting pressured. Daly's going to roll right. Daly's going to try to throw on the run. And connects with Desmond House on the run to get us to the 20-yard line. But it's 3rd down and 6. We have yet to see Manu Soto return, but he's still really banged up with an elbow injury. And it's 3rd down and 6. Daly's looking. Daly on the run. Gets it to Smith. And I try to cut up field, but he just runs right out of bounds. All right, it's 4th and 3 from the 13. We're going to attempt the field goal here. Thing is shaking a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Ross's field goal, it is good. And that will give us at least points on this drive. We could be up at least 20-7, but we're only up 17-7. All right, the Bills with their first drive. What will they do? They're going to start with a motion of likely. 1st and 10. Allen underneath to Keon Coleman. Picks up the first. 1st and 10. Keeper with Josh Allen. Did not think Josh Allen was going to run it. And he picks up another 1st down. 2nd and 9. Give right up the middle to James Cook. I have noted where our linebackers are at. They were nowhere to be found in that play. We'll start with play action over the middle to Khalil Shakir, another 1st down. 1st and 10 here. Josh Allen, a quick pass to Keon Coleman. How did that get completed? Picks up 9. And it's 2nd down the 1. The Bills are cutting through our defense like a hot knife through butter. 2nd down and 1. Hand off James Cook outside, and he just outruns our entire defense. That looked way too easy for the Bills. That's right. Our offense is going to have to score every drive now, it feels like, because the Bills are just going to score willingly in the second half. If we're going to play like that. Another touchdown, James Cook. That's the Bills' 2nd touchdown. They're going to cut the lead down to 3 there with this extra point. Here's Reed Whitley with a decent return. Reed Whitley gets us to the 43. Great return there from the 2nd-year undrafted wideout. Another update on Breece Hall stats. We get update on this every time our offense takes the field. But all right, we got good field position, but can we capitalize on it? Here we have Breece Hall in the game. We're going to give it to Breece Hall right up the middle. Breece Hall picks up a good amount of yardage today. He's got 14 carries for 84 yards. 2nd down and 7. Daly's going to take this shot. Arian Smith, one-on-one coverage. Almost comes down with the ball on Cole Bishop. It's great coverage there. An incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 7 for our offense. Can we pick up the 1st down? Quick pass. Mason Taylor makes his first catch of the day. Daly saw that instantly and picks up the 1st. Here we go, 1st and 10. Handoff Breece Hall. Breece Hall cuts it right. Picks up 7. He's this close to breaking off some of these runs. 2nd down and 3. Keeper with Jerome Daly up the middle. Jerome Daly just slide. Don't want to risk Another fumble there. Picks up the first down. They went with Brissaw, but we kept it. There we go. That will conclude the third quarter. As we're now going to the fourth quarter, everybody hold up your fours. Hold up your fours. We're in striking distance here to make it back to a 10-point game. Second down and 9. Daly has a wide open. Arian Smith makes the catch and is in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Arian Smith was open. The safety didn't have a good angle on that. I didn't even really see him in the end zone there. I thought that was a ref for some reason. But Arian Smith holds on and gets into the end zone to up our lead back to 10. There we go. Way to go, offense. Took a lot of time off the clock and finished the drive with points. All right, Bills are back out on offense here. Defense looked a little thin, a little shaky on this first drive. Handoff James Cook on the outside. James Cook picks up 6. Second down and 4 for Josh Allen. Outside, wide open is Keon Coleman again. First and 10, Josh Allen, a quick pass again to Keon Coleman. He's his favorite target today. Gets another catch. Second and 10, it's a screen out there. We're all over. Oh, I thought, oh, Jesus, I thought we were all over that. James Cook breaks the tackle. Come on, tackle him. Jesus Christ, we have an injury timeout. It's to Isaiah Likely. So that will stop the clock for the Bills. All right, the Bills got it. First and 10 from the 12. All right, defense, come on. We got to step up. First and 10, Josh Allen, quick pass outside of the rookie Wofford and just runs in the end zone. Jesus Christ, dude. Defense is looking like shit now. Trent Walford, the rookie receiver, the rookie X-Factor receiver, somehow outruns everybody. How does he just gain speed and just outrun? Malachi Moore's all over him. All right, our offense will retake the field here. We're now only up by 3. Start the first and 10. Run right up the gut to Brees Hall. Look at Brees Hall showing off that speed. And Brees Hall, one play, and we're already into Bills territory. That run puts them over 100 yards. Much needed big run there. Second down and 9. Deep to Mason Taylor. Makes the tough catch. What a grab by Mason Taylor. With Terrell Bernard all over him. Makes the tough grab. Gets us into Bill territory. Inside now they're 22. And it is now third down and 5. This is a big third down here. Third down and 5. Outside, Garrett Wilson makes the catch. And Garrett Wilson picks up the first down. Big catch, Garrett Wilson. He's been very, very quiet this season. But I'm trying to get him the ball. He's always lining up on the left side, and I don't really look at the left side too much. Obviously outside of that one. But first and 10 from the 10. Handoff Brees Hall once again. Brees Hall down to the 2. That's his 21st rush. It's second down and 2 here. We got to take as much time clock off the clock as we can here. Third down and 2. We have Braylon Allen in the game. We're going to take this with about 5 seconds left. I just don't want the Bills to have enough time to score quickly and respond. But a second and 2 handoff Braylon Allen, and that's his second rushing touchdown of the day. And that's going to re-extend our lead here back to 10. Bills still have plenty of time to score. They've shown that they can score in 8 plays or less in less than 2 minutes. Our defense so far has looked like Swiss cheese. But hopefully they can turn into blue cheese and stink. I don't know. I was going to try to do something cool there. Didn't really work out. All right. Can our defense get a turnover or something? First and 10 from the 21. The Bills start with play action. Josh Allen outside to the tight end, dropped. All right, second and 10. Josh Allen over the middle to Wofford. Jesus Christ, tackle this fucking guy. Oh, my God. Why is this fucking white guy from Yale killing us right now. 1st and 10 outside. Thomas, it's a nice tackle. Try to save as many timeouts as they can. Underneath, Isaiah Likely again. There's an injury timeout for us. And it's Azariah Thomas is injured. Dude, why is it when the Bills need as much time as they can, that's when my players start to get hurt? Feels like happens almost every single time. If Thomas is out for the rest of the game. 1st and 10 over the middle to Wofford. Jesus Christ, do we have to run man? 2nd and 3. Keeper with Josh Allen. Gets the 1st down. Bills trying to save as many timeouts as they can. 1st and 10. Handoff James Cook. Loses a yard. That will take us to 2-minute warning. I don't know why they run the ball. Bruised ribs for Thomas. We're going to put Bryce Boone in the game here. So the Bills have it with 2 minutes left. 2nd and 11. They still have all 3 timeouts. 2nd and 11. Josh Allen outside. Khalil Shakur picks up 2. 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8 for Buffalo outside. Khalil Shakur. Jesus Christ, dude. Come on, Sauce Gardner. Can't make the tackle and just jukes out our guy. A touchdown, Buffalo. Yeah, our defense in the second half has not been very good. They've scored in every single drive in the second half. And all right, Breece Hall will take the field. Look at some of his stats today. 129 rushing yards, 11 receiving yards, 140 total yards. And like we said, we just need a 1st down. Maybe 2. But 1st and 10 from the 23 handoff. Braylon Allen picks up 4. Bills use their 1st timeout. All right, 2nd down and 6. Braylon Allen remains in the game. Forgot to put Breece Hall out there. Handoff Braylon Allen. He's got the 1st down. And that might do it here in Buffalo. Braylon Allen might have just sealed the game there with that rush of 15 to get us to the Bills 42. Breece Hall is now in the game. Handoff Breece Hall. And Breece Hall will get 9. Bills here use their last timeout. But it's 2nd down and 1. From the 49, we just need to get 1 yard and this game's over. Handoff Breece Hall, and he's got the 1st down. Just go down, Breece Hall. And that will do it here at Orchard Park with that run there to Breece Hall. And a kneel should end the game here. Bills tried their best, but they couldn't stop Breece Hall and Braylon Allen to get him another chance. Way to go. Offense played great. Defense played great in the 1st half. 2nd half, defense was not very good. But the offense just scored on every drive to get us that victory. Look at our stats. Jerome Daly, 15 of 22, 229 yards, 68% completion percentage, and a touchdown for the rookie. Might be a career high. Passing yards, 229. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot for us. We did run the ball 33 times. So, yeah, we're definitely a run-heavy team. Breece Hall, 23 for 149 and a touchdown. But it was Braylon Allen who had 2 of the touchdowns. Daly had 26 yards rushing on the ground. Desmond has 3 catches, 43 yards. But Manu Soto led the team with 86 receiving yards, but it was Arian Smith with the touchdown. They only count Garrett Wilson with 1 catch, probably because we accepted the penalty, so it erased his catch. But I'm trying to get him the ball more. It just is that he's always ends up on the left side of the field. I hardly ever look at the left side. But Armand Membo led a sack. 8 tackles from Jonas Sanker led the team. TFLs for Quinnen Williams, Jamie Sherwood, Glenn Woodard, Adisa Isaac, Quincy Williams. We had 3 sacks all in the 1st half, 0 in the 2nd half. But Woodard, Isaac, and Williams finished with sacks. No interceptions. Pass deflections for Sherwood, Jamel Dean, and Thomas. Feels like we have yet to force a single turnover. Ross was perfect on the day. Reed Whitley was pretty solid in those kick returns, averaged 30 yards per return. And yeah, there we go. Nice day from our team. And we will take on the Houston Texans. All right, week 5, we go against the Houston Texans at home. They're sitting 3-1, 86 overall with an 89 overall defense. They have a really good passing attack and a pretty good scoring offense, but everything else isn't overly impressive. And all right, a huge blow to the team. Breece Hall is out with turf toe on his left foot. That is a huge loss for the team, and we get nobody with an upgrade point, so this is a pretty quick week, but we're going to be going this game with only 2 running backs. And all right, like I said, we released Jacoby Brissett, and we signed Phil Maffa back to the team. He was on the team for 1 week when Clyde Hopkins was injured, but Phil Maffa's back on the team, released Jacoby Brissett, and once Breece Hall is healthy again, we'll probably put Jacoby Brissett back on the team. But let's go ahead and check out this Houston Texans roster. At quarterback, they have C.J. Stroud, who's an 89 superstar. Running backs, they still have Joe Mixon. They have Kirk Collins and Keon Black. Maybe we'll see one of those guys. Fullback, Andrew Beck. Wide receivers are Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Jaden Higgins, Christian Kirk. They have a pretty solid receiving core. Tight end is Dalton Schultz. Offensive line, Ariante Irsay. You have Max McGowan, Adrian Duckworth, Ricky Stromberg, Evan Neal. Their offensive line is not very good. Nobody above an 80 overall. So hopefully our defensive line can feast. Defensively, though, they have Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter. They also have Ed Oliver. How did they get Ed Oliver? Maybe, I don't know. Linebackers, Henry Tuoto. I'm really bad. I don't know how to pronounce that. Aziz Al-Shire, Ben Sheldon. Their corners are Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter, Dom Sheldon. Safeties are Jalen Petrie and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Or C.J. Gardner-Johnson. The Harrison Meade is the former Jet. So, yeah, their defense is really good. They have a really good edge rushing duo. They have pretty solid linebackers. They have a pretty good secondary. This is going to be a tough game. And definitely, Breece Hall would have been nice to have at this point, but we will have to go into this game without Breece Hall. We're the only undefeated team remaining in the AFC, but we'll see if that can last as we will play against the Texans at home. All right, here we are, MetLife Stadium, and guess what? It's raining. We've done pretty solid in rain games here in this franchise, but maybe that means we go with a little bit of a run-heavy approach. Again, another reason why we would have loved to have Breece Hall in this game. This is going to be a tough matchup. The Texans have a really good defense on paper. But yeah, without Breece Hall, I don't know how good our offense is going to do. Let's see if we're a Breece Hall offense or we're just a really good offense. All right, 1st and 10 for the Texans. We're going to start out the game with a pass underneath to Dalton Schultz, who breaks the tackle of Dorian Williams. Jesus Christ. Already a first down for the Texans. No, it's actually Cade Stover. It's not even Dalton Schultz. All right, 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off to Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon cuts it right and picks up 10 to first downs to start the drive for the Texans. 1st and 10. They're going to run it again to Joe Mixon, and Sauce Gardner does his worst attempt at trying to tackle somebody. Just watches him as he runs by, and that's 3 straight first downs now for the Texans. 1st and 10. Another handoff to Joe Mixon. This time only picks up 5, but he's already got 32 yards rushing. And there's Mixon's stats from last week. He's already almost at his total from last week already. 2nd and 5. Another run. It's a draw to Joe Mixon. Picks up 4. All right. 3rd down and 1 for the Texans. Jay Stroud, QB keeper. First down. 1st 10 from the 25. Stretch right side to Joe Mixon. Jamel Dean can't bring him down. Jesus Christ, bring him down. Oh my God, we have an injury timeout. It looks like it's probably Joe Mixon. He's got a bulk of the touches on this opening drive, and yet it is Joe Mixon. And if that's the one that's going to keep him out of the game, that means the Texans are also going to have to go to their backup running back. It's Kirk Collins, will take the field. Or the 2nd down and 1 rush. Jesus, Jamel Dean, you're getting juked out every time. 10 motion, handoff, Kirk Collins, and there we go. We're all over that one. Loss of 2, Quincy Williams and Jamel Dean combined on the TFL. 2nd and long, the Texans are going to pass it underneath Nico Collins. Picks up some of that yardage back, and it is 3rd down and 4 here. Not the play I called. But all right, 3rd down and 4. It's a screen outside. Black spins out of Ty Hamilton, but he's met by Glenn Woodard. And that's a loss of 4. Great play there by a 2nd-year edge rusher, makes the play in the open field. And that was a very long drive from the Texans, but they only get a field goal. They took up like 5 minutes just to get a field goal. And there's an injury, and it's another Texan, it looks like. So that's not good. It's McGowan, number 67. But all right. Breece Hall is out today with turf toe, so we're looking at the backups. Braylon Allen and Clyde Hopkins. We'll start with a Braylon Allen run right up the gut, and Braylon Allen runs over a Texans defender for the 1st down. There you go. That's what I want. I want more running players over. I've realized you got to just flick the stick instead of hold it down. So I got to try to remember to do that when I want to truck. But it's 1st and 10. Daly's going to roll out. Daly's going to try to... Why does he stop running? He stops running for some reason. But if he just keeps running towards the... Oh my fucking God. That's such a dumb fucking interception. But he stops running his route. If he just keeps... I'm thinking he's going to keep going to the sideline, but then he stops. And then it's fucking picked off. Jesus Christ. They need to fix the sideline shit. It's so stupid. 1st and 10. Over the middle. Nice play. Sauce Gardner. And it's 3rd down and 7 now. Good our defense make up for our offense's mistake. 3rd and 7. Stroud's got all the time in the world. Fires it over the middle of the field. Caught. Can we get pressure on? This offensive line's terrible. They have nobody above an 80 overall, and they're blocking perfectly. 3rd and 5 for the Texans. Stroud is looking. Stroud is Jamie and Sherwood pick it off. It's thrown right at you. Oh my gosh. The one time we get a gifted interception, he just doesn't even think to even try to get the ball. So it's still a 1 touchdown lead for the Texans, but I would have liked, I don't know, to get our first interception of the season. All right, 1st and 10. Our offense take the field after the interception. 1st and 10. We're going to hand it off to Braylon Allen. Right up the gut for 5 yards. All right, 3rd down and 3 now. We have Clyde Hopkins into the game. 3rd down and 3. Outside. Yeah, I threw that way too late. I got to make that throw earlier. He was going to be wide open, but I threw it way too late there, incomplete. Oh my gosh. All right, after we punted it, Texans now have the ball back. 1st and 10. Hand off to Kirk Collins. There we go. And it's 3rd down and 3 now for the Texans from the 27. Quick pass over the middle, Tank Dell. 1st down. And it's now 3rd down and 9. Can our defense step up? Make a stop. 3rd and 9. Stroud launching it deep, one-on-one. Yeah. One-on-one with the... Oh, my God. We cannot have our linebackers in man coverage with the running back anymore. They get torched every time. Touchdown, Texans. I don't know. I'm maybe hoping, I don't know, our guy who's 2nd in the league in sacks would get some pressure on these interior linemen that aren't very good. But, nope. Not even our 93 overall guy can do it. Touchdown, Texans. I created one-on-ones for all of them, and none of them beat anybody. All right, our offense has done nothing. We have 0 passing yards right now. 1st and 10. Start with a run to Clyde Hopkins. There to pick up 6. Play action. Underneath, Mason Taylor makes the catch. That's our first completed pass. Oh my gosh. And it goes for a first. 2nd down and 10. Underneath. Desmond House breaks the tackle, and Desmond House gets the catch to the 19, or the 39. 2nd down and 8. Another give. Braylon Allen. This one's a big one. Braylon Allen with the space. Braylon Allen, touchdown Jets. Great block downfield there by Garrett Wilson with a great block to get Braylon Allen, the last guy to make the tackle. Touchdown Jets. Braylon Allen shows off a little bit of his speed there and gets in the end zone to get us on the board. Much needed touchdown on that drive, and he throws it at the woman ref. Now can our defense not allow points in this drive? 1st and 10. RPO to the outside to Tank Dell. It's got space. But here we go. 3rd down and 2. Can our defense get a stop here? 3rd and 2. Stroud is pressured and he is sacked by Quincy Williams. Brings down C.J. Stroud with the sack there. There we go. We finally get a sack. All we have to do is just blitz a linebacker and we'll get it. All right, so the defense makes the stop. Now we have a chance to potentially take the lead here with the score here. 1st and 10. Daly's going to roll left. Daly's going to take it up the middle. Daly just slide. Don't want to get hit. We're going to go hurry up here. 2nd inches. Handoff Clyde Hopkins up the middle. There we go. Clyde Hopkins still up. 1st down. There we go. 2nd down and 4. Daly steps up and Garrett Wilson drops the ball. Jesus Christ. Dislocated thumb for Quincy Williams. I didn't even know he was injured. All right, it's 3rd down and 4 here. Going to motion Clyde Hopkins. Going to get it here to Phil Maffa, who makes his first catch of the day and gets us to the Texan 45 here. We're going to use a timeout. We used that play earlier in the season, and it might be a nice little play to call on some of these short yard plays. 2nd down and 4. Daly's going to step on the pocket. Daly's got space. Jerome Daly's slide. Let's go hurry up. Spike. How do I spike? I want to spike it. All right, here brings up 2nd and 10. We're looking. We're going to fire it deep, and it is Malachi Corley. Touchdown. He was uncovered out of the slot. Gets in the end zone. Touchdown. Malachi Corley. We're going to take the lead just before halftime. For some reason, they had him uncovered, and they try to cover him here with Will Anderson, an edge rusher in coverage on a wide receiver. That's a mismatch. I don't care how good of an athlete you are at edge rusher, you're not going to be able to cover a wide receiver down the field. No, please tackle him. 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 Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And, oh my. That's never happened either. Okay, it's 6, so they had an insane return. Now the Texans can score. Jesus Christ. 1st and goal. Oh my fucking God. And then the Texans score. What the fuck? Oh my God. Of course that fucking happens, dude. We get life. We get the lead right before halftime, and then they get a huge kick return. And then they... Oh, my fucking God, dude. What the fuck is this bullshit? Alright, I guess we're going into halftime down. The CPU has never had a kick return that big ever. Jesus Christ. And now we're down 20 to 14 and a half somehow. We got the lead, and then somehow we blow it in like 10 seconds. Alright, the Bills versus the Colts. AFC matchup. Let's hope the Colts win, but nope, the Colts aren't going to help us at all. as they get it there to Dalton Kincaid. That's Walford. This guy's apparently the greatest wide receiver ever because he cooked us last week, and he's now cooking the Colts. And the Bills moved to 3-2. And then we have the Patriots versus the Buccaneers. Come on, Bucks. Please help us get us a win. And there we go. Looks like the Bucks might win as Baker Mayfield fires in there. I have no idea who that is, but they're up 17-7 at half. Does that insane shit. And then we got the Lions versus the Vikings. 2-2 Lions, 3-1 Minnesota Vikings. As they toss it out here to Jahmyr Gibbs on the left side. Look at those blocks on the outside from the line, offensive line, and look at that hurdle. And the Lions are currently up 14-10 at halftime over the Vikings. Look at some of the other scores around the league. Bengals up 10-0. Dallas up 14-0. Steelers up 17-10. But yeah, it looked like we were going to go into halftime with a nice lead, and then all of a sudden they decided, hey, let's just get a kick return all the way to the 7-yard line and score the next play. So that's awesome. We're going to this halftime down, but I think our offense is starting to find some rhythm there. All right, 1st and 10. Braylon Allen's in the game. Hand off Braylon Allen. Picks up 4. He's got 6 carries, 65 yards. So he's doing pretty solid today. All right, so it's now 3rd down and 8 here. All right, what can we do? Outside Garrett Wilson. That's a horrific throw. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to get him the ball. It's just that he's dropping it or we're just missing the throw. But all right, after a sick 3-and-out, Texans now have the ball here. Play action for Stroud. He's got all the time in the world. It finally runs out. Finally, we get pressure on him. Brings down C.J. Stroud, and there's an injury for the Texans. It's Joe Mixon. He was injured earlier in the game. This time, gets injured again. And all right, 3rd down and 19. Come on, defense, let's go. 3rd and 19 for C.J. Stroud, and he's wide open. Thank God for Jamel Dean. How was he wide open there? Maybe it was just a gap in the defense. But all right, defense forces a 3-and-out themselves. All right, 1st and 10. Start with a run to Breece Hall. I keep calling him Breece Hall. Braylon Allen picks up 5. 2nd down and 5. Play action underneath Braylon Allen. Makes his first grab of the day. That goes for a first. 2nd down and 7. What is Daly going to do? Daly's going to scramble, and Daly's got all this space, and Jerome Daly gets out of bounds at the 13. 2nd down and 9 now. Daly's going to try to step up and run, and then we can't. Sacked. Awesome. And it's an injury for the Texans. It appears to be Will Anderson. That's going to help us, hopefully. But all right, now it's 3rd and long. We have to get to the 2-yard line to get the first. Around 17, we're pressured instantly. All right, we're pressured right off the edge. Daniel Hunter gets the sack. That's 2 straight sacks for the Texans defense. And we're going to have to kick a 44-yard field goal here from Matthew Ross to cut it to 3. His kick is up. It is good. And we don't take the lead, but we at least make it a 1-score possession with the field goal. 2nd down and 9 now for the defense. Handoff to Black. He's got great blocks all the way down the field. And picks up 12. 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard rush. And he is sacked. Down goes C.J. Stroud. It's our 3rd sack. It's Quentin Winters. Leads the team in sacks. Didn't get one last week, but gets one this week. That puts him now at 7 on the season. And it's now 3rd down and 13. Can our defense make another stand? 3rd and long. For Stroud, he's got time, rolls out right, fires a wide open collar. How is he? No way is Shadidi that wide open. How? Awesome. 1st and 10 now for the Texans. Handoff to Keon Black on the outside. Gets 6. 1st and 10, handoff. This time it's Rivera who breaks off a tackle of Barron. But is finally brought down for the loss of 3. It's 3rd down and 7 now. 3rd down and 7. Can our defense stop him this time? Come on, Quinton Winters. Let's get another sack here. 3rd down and 7. Stroud's got time. Outside, way short. And he's pushed out of bounds by Quincy Williams. Great play there by the veteran linebacker. And what will the Texans do? And the Texans are going to kick a field goal with Harrison Mevis in this rain. This is a 52-yarder from Harrison Mevis. It's up, and it is good. I thought the rain would affect that kick a little bit more, but Mevis makes it to give the Texans the lead back to 6. So now we got to get a touchdown to take the lead here. All right, 2nd down and 8 for our offense. Desmond House is open, and Daly lays it in there to Desmond House, who's got a block downfield from Garrett Wilson and down to the Texans 36. 2nd down and 10 underneath Manu Soto. Whoa. A little bit of a weird play there, but Soto gets the 1st down. 1st and 10, handoff. Braylon Allen breaks off a Texans defender, and Braylon Allen finally gets a gain that's not 2 or 3 yards. Picks up the 1st down. 1st and 10. Outside, Manu Soto makes another catch. Manu Soto, pick up of 8. And it's now 3rd down and 3 here from the 5. What can our defense do? 3rd and 3 outside. Manu Soto, that's not a great throw. That's got to be a better throw, Daly. That's a touchdown if that's a good throw. But it's way behind him. And it's 4th and inches from the 3. 4th and inches from the 3. Jerome Daly, QB sneak. Gets the 1st down. Down at the 2. 1st and 10 now for the Jets. Phil Maffa's into the game. He's another power back. 1st and goal, handoff. Phil Maffa, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. And looks like Olufashano's hurt on the play. But Phil Maffa will get us the lead back. Hopefully we don't have a kick return touchdown. That's his only 2nd carry as a Jet, and it's a touchdown. They give us the lead right back. Pending this extra point and pending our special team doesn't allow a 93-yard kick return. But it's up and it is good. We have the lead now, up by 1. Nice 4-minute drive. And it's bruised ribs for Fashana. We'll keep Chavez out there for now. And all right, we have the lead for the 2nd time, actually. But hopefully we can have this longer than 7 seconds. But it's 1st and 10 for CJ Stroud underneath Nico Collins. 3rd inches from the 35. Handoff to Collins and gets just enough. 1st and 10 now for the Texans. Fake toss, handoff, and loss of 3 by Jamie and Sherwood. Nice play there, Jamie and Sherwood. 3rd down and long. Stroud dumps it off to Dalton Schultz. Can we tackle him? Picks up 8. But it's 3rd down and 5 here. And our defense make a nice stand. 3rd and 5. Stroud will pass it. Stroud rolls left. Stroud is sacked. Down he goes. It's Jay Lynx Hunt. Missed last week with an injury. Makes the big play there on 3rd down. Makes it 4th and 12. And the Texans are going to be forced to punt this one back to us. All right, Braylon Allen in the game. 2nd down and 7. Handoff. Braylon Allen gets off a Texas defender, but gets 4. Texans use their 2nd timeout. They still have 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning. But it's 3rd down and 3 here for us. Third down and 3. Daly's looking. Daly's pressure. Just get it away. God damn it. Try to get the quick, easy pass, but... Oh my god, they covered everything there. Covered everything. I should have gotten to Garrett Wilson, but I'm not looking at Garrett Wilson right here. Here, they just need a field goal. They don't even need a touchdown. They just need a field goal to win the game. Stroud, first play, outside to Cade Stover. Gets out of bounds. All right, first down and 10. Stretch right side to Rivera. Rivera can't really get anything going. Gain of nothing. All right, interesting call from the Texans. They're not using any of their timeouts. They're letting the clock wind a little bit. They take it to 1:30 left. Still have a timeout. Stroud's looking. Stroud has time, and it runs out. Quinnen Williams brings him down. That's sack number 5 for the defense. Big play, and Texans have to hurry up. Third down, 17. Kirk Cousins. Not Kirk Cousins. He's down again. Quentin Winters, sack number 3 of the day. Fourth down and 25. Stroud's got time. It might run out. Throws it way short. And he's tackled. And the defense steps up. Ezra Thomas with the tackle. But that might do it here at MetLife. The defense. Stroud just, I don't know, at least just try to throw it one-on-one. You'll most likely get it. But he doesn't. Takes the little underneath route. And that will do it here at MetLife. 1 or 2 kneels from Daly should seal the game here in Houston or in New York. And it will. We pull off the victory over the Texans. Defense played really good in the second half. Got sacks finally. Offense was really good. And we keep the undefeated season going. Now 5-0 on the season. Texans down to 3-2. At the beginning, it was looking like maybe we're just a Breece Hall offense. But we showed that we can score points without Breece Hall. Yeah, it would be nice to have Breece Hall, but we can still put up good rushing yards without Breece Hall. Just shows you how good this offensive line is in run blocking. Looking at the stats, Jerome Daly, 11 for 18, 135 yards, touchdown and a pick. 61% completion percentage. Rushing, Braylon Allen 13 for 86 and a touchdown. Daly had 6 for 58. Clyde Hopkins 4 for 19. Phil Maffa with a rushing touchdown. Manu Soto 5 catches, led the team for 35. House 2 for 46. Again, Garrett Wilson not very happy with his day, but I gotta look more towards him. Olufusano allowed 2 sacks. Tackles for Andre Sisco. 3 for Winters, 3 for Sherwood, 2 for Williams, and 1 for a bunch of guys. But sacks, Quinnen Winters shows up today. 3 sacks, 1 for Hunt, 1 for Williams, 1 for Quinnen Williams. No turnovers, but we did get sacks. 2 pass deflections, Jamel Dean, 1 for Sauce Gardner. Forced fumble, what is that stat? Never heard of that stat before. Matthew Ross was perfect on the day. Monteriza with a good punt. But there we go. Nobody with an insane performance. But the defense is starting to become a feared unit. Well, at least in pass rushing. But there we go. And we do have an upgrade here for Phil Maffa coming out of the game. Had a rushing touchdown, had 2 carries. But yeah, he's probably going to go back down to the practice squad with Breece Hall coming back. +2 to break tackle, +1 to trucking and awareness for Phil Maffa. And all right, we'll start next episode with the New England Patriots and then the Indianapolis Colts. But 2 very good games that came down to the sort of final few possessions. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Next video will be the FIU offseason video. That didn't end the way I wanted it to, but we're doing good here in Jets franchise right now. And this week, Quentin Winters has 9 sacks, second in the league. Those are some insane numbers. And we have Micah Parsons at 11, so Yeah, Quinn Winters is going to have a massive breakout season for us. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys next time in FAU Dynasty. Peace.